SACS who have all the ascendancy as they head into the halftime break. 12 points to the good.
Nick Mara, the coach, it's his third season in charge of the first 15, and he had a fairy tale in 2017. Some massive victories there, as you see the highlights.
Well, that's the first try from India. He ran with some strength, did the big lock forward, and he bundled over the opposition in front of him. This was the fight back that came in the form of the right winger, and you be the judge back in your living rooms. Mwanda credited with a try. Many thought it could have been a knock-on. However, he had the presence of mind to stretch his arm out and get the ball over the whitewash, and that was the try, the solitary one for the Steelers. And then from a loose pass, Fredericks towed it ahead, and he's got in for his third of the season, the outside centre, Riaz Fredericks from South African College School. Delighted with his effort. The statistics, well, a real concern for this Steelers side is the tackles missed at this stage. 5 out of the 31, and of course penalties conceded, 3 times the amount of that from SACS. Handling errors have been pretty much even Stevens, but it is the South African College School who lead the Zambezi Steelers side on the scorecard by 17-5, 3 tries to 1.
And also, Gareth, considering the Steelers only really gathered today, they've done pretty well in this first half to only be down by 12 points.
They have, and it's good to see that the Steelers side have got a smile on their face. They're enjoying the proceedings out here at this World Schools Festival, brought to you in a second edition.
Just a reminder, after this fixture, it's Monument versus Hartbury College. Monument looking in form despite their 2 losses at North-South tournament in 2019 up in Pretoria, where they just come short against Paljam by about 10 points, but it was a high-scoring affair. They then had another massive game about 3 days later against Boys and they also came up short, but they got some brilliant runners. And then after that, it's Paljam versus the African Pacific Dragons. And SACS are making their way back out onto Fortress Makota. The Makota field, obviously named after Obas Makota, who coached in this region from 1903 to 1957. And it is often said that he achieved 150 first-class players that he coached. So a lot of history out in the winelands in South Africa's capital of food and wine as the Steelers. Well, Garrett, the big question here for the neutral is there a twist in the tail?
Yeah, well, you'd hope that the Steelers that would come out firing in the second half. They need to score early to bring themselves back in this contest. So let's see what they can do with the wind at their back. SACS will need to keep ball in hand. And it'll be the fullback in Hombiri to get us underway in the second half.
A tall feather, the fullback, and the Steelers almost getting possession.
Well, it's a bizarre tactic. He's got the wind at his back. You'd expect him to try put it as far as he can down into that bottom left-hand corner and ask SACS to work themselves out of that part of the field. However, they've opted for the short restart, and it hasn't gone their way.
Alistair Kretschmar.
Now the left wing of the Zambezi Steelers in Sibanda is all the way back on the halfway line. SACS just need to employ that right shot. I'm a great believer if you can free up that 8-9 axis. It's a free run in for the right winger in Kuvut, who's got pace to burn.
So Kretschmar will feed SACS a scrum. Here we go. Great pass there. And Fredericks popping it to Asperling. So SACS gaining some great advantage here. And Peter Choi, the replacement prop. Here's in 20. the hooker. Replacement hooker still going with the razzle show and go here. Great run there by the replacement hooker. Kretschmar lets it go. Here's Ndiao, who hasn't stopped all game. Kretschmar frees it away to Thomas. Whittingdale. This is terrific running. Aspeling. And there is Trent Bowden.
Well, it's very pretty side to side from SACS, putting the ball into space, but you need somebody to straighten and run a direct line. They just shifted the left wing over the touchline. He needed to work in field towards that 5-meter line. But some decisive running from the replacement hooker in Ntweni. Critical pass there from Sadnot. He needed to work in field, did Aspeling.
And that is very skew there from Rolfs. So SACS in a position right where they want to be, as they are in search of their 4th try. Tries being scored by Thomas, the captain, Ndiao, the lock forward, and Fredericks, the outside centre. Rolfs, the hooker there, he'll be looking to get the next one right. Kretschmar to feed. It's a great scrum. Whittingdale, great ball there to Fredericks, heading the line, and he's looking menacing, and he throws an intercept, Chinyanga. But we come back here for the penalty.
Well, he's done so well as Fredericks. He's run a hard line for the first time. He's got over the gain line, and then he's thrown an absolute shocker to his counterpart in the Zambezi Steelers. They've decided to tap and go through Ndiawu.
And they set up the maul here. Looking promising. Great defense here by the Steelers. Kretschmar. It's a try, so who is coming up with it?
It's the captain, fantastic, Jordan Thomas, who has gone over the top. The lanky lock forward has got in for his double, his 2nd of the match. And leading from the front, Captain Thomas. They decided to tap and go. They set up the maul. One thought initially it had been pushed back, but some strong attacking work from Thomas. And he's stuck his right arm over and got in for his 2nd 5-pointer of the day.
It's his 3rd try in 2019 as well. The captain, Jordan Thomas. What a shift it's been so far. And SACS looking in firm control of this game. And Aspeling to add the extras.
Strike is solid off the boot, and handsome and high it sailed, and SACS have hit the front by 24-5. The captain leading the charge in for his 2nd of the day. And from close quarters, he had too much power for the Steelers to contend with. And it is SACS who are 19 points to good in this 3rd World Schools Festival game.
Tanash Umbero, the fullback. Another contestable kick. Fredericks taps it back. So one of the older schools in the country breaking through Bowden, and here's Fredericks looking for a double, frees it away beautifully there to Ntweni. Ntweni going for glory. What a score that is.
Well, is it a knock-on? Well, Rasta Rashavenga has adjudicated that's a knock-on. Well, Ntweni has butchered a gilt-edge opportunity. And utter dismay on his face. What a break from Fredericks. He scythed through the Steelers' defense. The bump out the road from Ntweni. Now, does he get it down? Oh, that's criminal. He just needs to score it. 2 hands on the ball. And this time, Rasta Rashavinga has changed his mind, having a look at the big screen. And Rasta, well, you can thank our director in the van for that 5-pointer.
Shlumedo and 20. Well, he gave the big don't argue, and Gareth, this kid can run as well, this hooker.
Well, he's built like a brick shed, is in 20. And it is the inside centre, Aspelling, who's now got an opportunity to add the extras. All of a sudden, SACS have found some life. The centres have breathed some attack down into this blue and white hoop jersey, as Aspelling has pushed his conversion wide. And it is SACS who are ahead by 29-5.
It is a concern for SACS. Their goal kicking in 2019 hasn't been great.
Good offload from Bowden, who's been prominent all afternoon. Fredericks fed into when he bumped out the path of some would-be defenders and then got in for his 5-pointer.
Shlumedo and 20. Remember the name, Humbero. This time goes for a bit of added distance, and Fredericks. It's been a good day for the outside centre. Scored a try and set up one as well. Aspelling finds a great touch finder there.
Well, that's exactly the tactic that they need to employ. Go deep with the restart, get the feed into the line-out, hang on to possession, and see if they can eke out another 5-pointer. Instead, they opted for the earlier restarts to go short. That allowed SACS to get the ascendancy, get back into the opposition half, and it's counted against the Zambezi Steelers side.
Zinyama, Kingston Zinyama is on at scrum half for the Steelers. And they've got players on the right. Great ball there to Ngonyama. Zinyama, yes, Patrick Shavanga, the inside centre. So can the Steelers break the line? Owuru looked threatening when he's had the ball, and here we go, it's Ngonyama, still going the pivots, built like a staffy. Here we go, the Steelers, great hands there by Rolfs, giving it to Humbero with an unorthodox kick, and Bowden marks it.
Well, why would you want to kick away possession inside the opposition 22-meter line? They got two men back for kick space. Poor decision making from the Zambezi Steelers side, and it gives SACS an opportunity now to clear their lines. And it'll be the inside centre who's got no pressure on him whatsoever as he skewed his kick in field. An opportunity for the Zambezi Steelers side to launch the counter attack.
Numbers on the left here. Patrick Shavanga in the line again. Chinyanga putting his head down. The Steelers not running out of spirit, in search of a much needed second try. Kimyama, the prop forward that time. Great work by the lock. Mwande going for a double and gets the offload away. Here's a try. Fabulous. It's Tanash Humbero.
Well, what a score. What a fight back from this Steelers side. Humbero has been accredited with the 5-pointer, but some strong work from the right winger again, Mwande, who's caught the eye. And from a missed touch kick, they spun it to the left. They came back to the right. They had numbers to burn. Look at the catching and passing. And then Mwande pinned his ears back, popped it off the ground. Brilliant silky skills. Offloading contact, and the fullback has been credited with the 5-pointer. Now, does he get it down? Wow. He was just as surprised as everybody out there that he was awarded the 5-pointer. However, the try stands, and he'll be looking to add the extras. Humbero. And he swung it away to the left hand of that left hand upright. And it is